Coming up, Tzu Chi volunteers in Ipswich, Australia conduct a food distribution for 158 families in need. We find out how adding slag to cement may compromise a building's structural integrity. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Lee-Shioda. Thank you for joining us. In Australia, Tzu Chi volunteers in Gold Coast carry out regular food distributions for those in need. We now join volunteers at the most recent event where they distributed food to 158 families. Many recipients have also seized this occasion to donate to Tzu Chi. The mayor of Ipswich also attended the event and even helped canvass for donations.
The mayor of Ipswich has another duty besides dropping coins.
That's a big one, isn't it?
But today I would like to call for the
start?
money people to help us to raise the money for our
That's it?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Roy Cocking is here again to help set up the chairs. He could finish it quickly because he used a photo from a previous event to help him. While everyone is picking up food, Tzu Chi volunteers continue to collect their small donations.
All the money goes to the earthquake and victim in Taiwan.
How are you?
So in 2011, Mark was helped, and now that we want to put our coins together again as they all add up in no time at all and help give whoever is in need.
Very happy that I can do this for all you people every time. Bring money on every chance we come.
After getting help from Tzu Chi, they too collect recyclables and paste 近世 aphorisms to help other less fortunate people.
Moving our reporting to Canada, since the government announced in December of last year its humanitarian program to resettle Syrian refugees, the first group of refugees have arrived in the country. In Burnaby, one community has been designated to welcome 25 refugee families. To help the refugees adjust to their new life there, local Tzu Chi volunteers worked with a local school to prepare daily supplies that will serve as housewarming gifts.
A variety of daily necessities, including detergent, shampoo, bathroom cleaner, scrub brush, and sponge, have been placed on the floor. In addition, there's a pile of canned food. At Edmonds Community School, Tzu Chi volunteers are working with the school to prepare daily supplies for refugee families, because the local government has planned to resettle the first group of Syrian refugees in this community.
Yeah, we're all in this together. I'm also a Burnaby resident as well, so I take my job as a community school principal very serious. It's the community I live in too.
After filling the 68-liter box with daily supplies, the volunteers still want to add more items. As Canada welcomes the refugees with open arms, people are also working with one mind to help them start a new chapter of life here.
In the Philippines, the Tzu Chi Foundation was recently invited to join the Manila Conference on Disaster Relief, Rehabilitation, and Reconstruction. At the conference, Tzu Chi volunteers not only displayed the innovative products used in disaster relief operations, they also explained the principles of Tzu Chi's disaster relief mission.
The instant rice, which can be served after adding cold or hot water, is convenient for rescue workers on duty. In addition, this 近世 folding bed, which serves as a portable chair or bed, is another item that amazes the rescue workers.
The 近世 folding bed is interesting because it is very practical and convenient, especially at times of floods or other disasters. It is easy to carry.
After the Tzu Chi Foundation was invited to join the Manila Conference on Disaster Relief, Rehabilitation, and Reconstruction, the Tzu Chi Philippines Chapter Director Alfredo Lee explains that one of the goals of Tzu Chi's disaster relief mission is to inspire compassion.
I am glad that they enjoy listening to our sharing and are deeply moved. That delights us.
We do not need to ask Tzu Chi to help out. They were already helping those in need.
Lee also presents the pictures showing chaos in Tacloban after Typhoon Haiyan struck and how the place has graduated being rebuilt. The pictures inspire the audience, including a teacher who wants to invite the volunteers to talk at her school.
Very inspiring.
I am deeply touched by Tzu Chi's stories. I hope they can come to our school and inspire the students.
In addition, other participants also take the initiative to bring a coin bank home.
I am deeply moved, and I also want to save up using coin banks to help other people.
Tzu Chi's disaster relief mission has won people's recognition once again, and its principles have also inspired many other organizations who carry out disaster relief operations.
Continuing our series on outstanding Buddhist women, today we meet Dharma Master Ti Zhen, the abbess of Liu-Lishan Buddhist Society in Nantou County. Realizing the impermanence of life, Master Ti Zhen renounced her lay life after finding out she had bone cancer. Since then, despite her illness, she remains steadfast in promoting Buddhist teachings, as well as carrying out charity work.
Paying respect to the Buddha in the quiet main hall, Dharma Master Ti Zhen looks energetic. Nevertheless, once she rolls her sleeves, one would be surprised to discover the injection marks on her arm.
I get seriously ill once in a while, and I'm constantly plagued by small problems. I get sent to the emergency room almost every year.
30 years ago, Dharma Master Ti Zhen was a successful career woman. However, life took a surprising turn as she found out she had bone cancer before getting married. Realizing the impermanence in life, she eventually renounced her lay life to pursue the truth in Buddhism.
During my transition period, I realized it is wonderful to embrace Buddhism. Upon opening up my heart, my life was brightened by sunshine.
22 years ago, Dharma Master Ti Zhen established Liu-Lishan Buddhist Society in Guoxing Township of Nantou. The place was then destroyed by the 9/21 earthquake. After Liu-Lishan Buddhist Society was rebuilt, she dedicated herself even more wholeheartedly to charity and education.
Monastics cannot just tend to themselves. We should broaden our love and spread our compassion.
Staying in tune with the current events to promote charity work and cultural education, Dharma Master Ti Zhen, who lives in a remote region, watches news every day, in addition to studying and promoting Buddhist teachings.
I pay attention to every event, such as the earthquakes or the new laws regulating religious entities. In Buddhism, we talk about repaying 4 kinds of kindness, which includes contributing to our country.
In addition to promoting Buddhism, charity work, culture, and education, Dharma Master Ti Zhen also heads the Nantou County Buddhist Association and is therefore occupied with work all day.
Passing on the strength from one generation to the next is our responsibility.
Contributing despite her illness, Dharma Master Ti Zhen remains steadfast in carrying out her initial vow.
With the limited time on hand, I'll do countless work to benefit others, such as the strength the Buddha has given me.
Recently, Taiwan has been troubled by a series of slag homes. What happened was that the slag added to the cement caused aggregate expansion and even corrosion, which compromised the structural integrity of the cement. The problem can be found in homes and even public structures.
See the protrusion over here? This whole piece just fell down. And over on that side too. You first notice a protrusion about the size of your nail on the walls.
This $500,000 standalone home is the fruit of Mr. Chao and his family's hard labor. Unfortunately, what should have been their prized shelter appears to be tainted.
6 to 7 years after we noticed the first protrusion, we then saw the second one. Then 2 or 3 more showed up in that room, each exhibiting the same symptom. I took a closer look and noticed the color of rusted iron, so I realized this is slag.
These homes are also called the acne homes because the surface resembles that of an acne breakout. By peeling off the surface, you will see a protrusion, which is a small piece of slag.
The exterior of the slag appears like rusted iron.
Slag's expansion coefficient is twice that of gravel. Once mixed into concrete, it will expand upon absorbing moisture in the air, which creates a protrusion on the surface.
In slag, there is a high concentration of the so-called free calcium oxide, which reacts to moisture in the air. When it does, it will expand.
Such a problem will not only affect the appearance of a building, but compromise its structure as well.
I have cracks all over my home. There's a long crack that goes all the way there and comes down here.
In recent years, more and more cases of slag homes have been reported.
It got worse this year. From Hsinchu Miaoli to Taoyuan, more homes have reported problems with the slag and the cement.
The problem of slag concrete is also found in public projects as well.
Do you see it? The whole piece is protruded. See how it's all cracked? This is due to slag as well. See, this point here contains slag. That's why you see the rust leaking out.
The problem of slag home is serious. However, not that many cases are being reported.
The Industrial Development Bureau hasn't received any official complaints about slag homes, so we don't know where they are.
The government has nearly no reported cases of slag homes. Why then do so many people complain about the problem?
The thing is, consumers don't want to publicize the problem. Once they do, they might have trouble selling their home, as no one else will want to buy it.
Through a simple experiment performed by the Taiwan Ocean University, the effect of slag additive in concrete is demonstrated. When submerged in water at a 90 degrees Celsius in temperature for 10 days, the concrete cube with 1% slag exhibits protrusions and cracks, while the one with 5% additive disintegrated.
Once the cracks in concrete lead to the concrete's detachment, then, of course, the structure of a home is compromised.
When a strong quake hits, concrete mixed with slag will crack easier. The steel bars inside are supported by sand-like substance, which increases the risk of a collapse, putting lives and properties at risk. 5 years after a massive earthquake and tsunami struck Japan's northeastern coast on March 11, 2011, we returned to the country to see how communities such as Higashima Tsushima have since recovered. Tzu Chi's compassion and respect for the people of Higashima Tsushima in the wake of the disaster left a lasting impression on the local residents. Since that time, many have become volunteers themselves.
Here at the Higashi Matsushima Community Center, people are donating to help those affected by the February 6th earthquake in Tainan, Taiwan. With support from the local government, Tzu Chi volunteers are able to collect donations at 3 separate locations.
After the 3/11 earthquake, many received assistance from Tzu Chi, which everyone still remembers. Now people see an opportunity to return the favor.
The desire to return the kindness is thanks to Tzu Chi's assistance in the wake of the earthquake 5 years ago.
After losing 1,110 people, and with another 14 still unaccounted for, Tzu Chi, Taiwan, and people all over the world were there to help us, and we will always be very grateful. The 2 things that we will always remember are those who passed away, and the gratitude we have for those who came to help.
Among those who remember the good works of Tzu Chi here in Higashi Matsushima City is Michio Sugawara, who now wants to do all he can to return the love to Taiwan in its time of need.
一応パワーポイントで作ってみたんですが、こんな形で活動あと後半に通知のこういうことも やりましたっていうことで。
Mr. Sugawara is a computer class instructor. When he has the opportunity, he will introduce Tzu Chi to his classes.
まず見舞い金配布の会場でですね、本当丁寧に。
When I saw the Tzu Chi volunteers distributing relief funds and saw the kindness and respect they showed to the disaster victims, I was really impressed. They were so caring and compassionate towards us, and that really made me want to find a way to return that kindness.
そう思っとったんですね。
The 75-year-old retiree from the Japanese Self-Defense Force has a stern appearance, but is kind and gentle when dealing with local residents.
こんにちは。お邪魔します。どうも。すみません。次々こう回ってったもんで、遅くなりました。どうも。いえいえ。だから忘れたのかなと思って電話してしまったんですよ。ごめんなさい。
Nako Hoshie's home was half flooded by the tsunami 5 years ago. After being impressed by the compassion of Tzu Chi, she also became a donating member.
全部こう泥取って消毒してそしてこう全部ねもう1年は何も考えられなかったけど2年目になってああって思って今はもう慣れた。
She didn't have money to repair her house. However, she started saving just a little bit at a time.
父ってね買い物してきて残ったお金1円と5円これを入れて毎日幸せでありますように別に特別
I haven't really done anything extraordinary. I was just moved by Tzu Chi's work and wanted to do my part to help you all out.
These volunteers in Higashi Matsushima know very well how much peace and safety should be cherished. Inspired by Tzu Chi, they are eager to spread compassion, and whenever the need arises, they will be there to lend a hand.
亀山千代です。菅原道夫です。佐々木正夫です。
星恵那子です。竹内妙子です。阿部香織です。
藤下彩子です。
伊藤幸子です。奈良坂恵子です。
張俊。
私たちは日本のTzu Chiボランティアです。イエーイ
Tzu Chi's charitable deeds have spanned globally, and in 14 different countries alone, one can witness the creation of DaAi homes. Though popular overseas, looking back at Tzu Chi's history, the first ever home Tzu Chi built for someone in need was in the second year of the establishment of the foundation for a solitary senior who lived in a thatched home. Let's take a look back at this history, beginning with the latest addition to DaAi homes located in the Philippines. Looking down from the sky, the over 200 white homes look like matchboxes, neatly lined up in rows. This is the DaAi village located in Palo, Tacloban of the Philippines.
When we visited them and saw their living conditions, we saw that most high-end survivors were still living in shelters. We knew what they needed the most was a place to call their own.
原建的时候，房屋本身是第一个重要的，因为
Our most important goal in providing homes for disaster survivors is to give them a place to settle down. We don't want them to worry, especially about having a safe shelter to call home.
Those who live here all survived the 2013 Typhoon Haiyan. After moving in February of 2015, they finally have a safe place to call their own. Each unit consists of 2 spacious rooms and plenty of sunlight. Some family even had enough space to open up a small home business.
This side is for my mother-in-law and her husband. The other side lives my mother-in-law's other 2 children.
They're able to take the money they were going to spend on rebuilding and use it on something else, such as opening a business or paying for their children's tuition. This greatly contributes to the sustainable development of these victims.
Living here, residents also don't have to worry about finding a job in a new environment, as the Philippines Tzu Chi chapter has set up vocational training courses, such as sewing, baking, and cooking to assist them. Residents can then sell their homemade goods to corporations or on the street.
because it's delicious.
This gives me a chance to earn money by selling the products that I learned how to make. I quite like it. The lunches are quite delicious. I try to live a green life. It's very healthy.
Built to shelter disaster victims, Tzu Chi's DaAi villages didn't start in the Philippines actually. In the early days, Tzu Chi Foundation had built homes in Taiwan for those in need, but they were referred to as Tzu Chi homes. In these historic black and white photos taken in November of 1967, Master Zhenyan is seen holding a hoe at the first ever groundbreaking ceremony of the first Tzu Chi home. Built on a plot of donated sugarcane fields, only 2 Tzu Chi commissioners were there to witness the event. The charity was just barely 2 years old then, while the master and her disciples still lived in Xinchen Township's Puming Temple.
The nearly 5,000 NT dollars was the foundation's entire savings back then. We slowly made payments, but we had to do our best to come up with the funds because we didn't have much money back then.
The amount was the equivalent of a public servant's 3-month salary. Despite the charity's limited resources, the home for solitary senior Li Apao, who lived by Hualien's Mugua Creek, was built.
He lived in a straw home, and when cooking with the wood burner, the walls would easily catch on fire if the wind blew too hard.
Beginning in 1971, Tzu Chi built a series of homes in Hualien's Xinchen Township to shelter those displaced by typhoons and named each project after each typhoon. However, due to urban renewal and rezoning, only the Jiali and Kangle homes still remain today. The eldest resident living at the Kangle village is Grandpa Chen Cai, who is a centenarian. When young, the senior fought for the country but had no one to rely on when he got older and ended up alone in Hualien. In 2000, upon his discharge from the Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital, volunteers arranged for him to stay here.
We're going to clean you up a little and take you to see Master Zheng Yan. She said she was going to personally bake you a birthday cake to celebrate your 100th birthday, and we brought it to you.
Life at a home built with universal love is full of laughter, warmth, and surprises. Taiwan's first DaAi village was established on March 9, 1997. It is located 1,500 meters above sea level at the tribal village of Kuala Bunong in Nantou, where survivors of 1994's Typhoon Doug live. Thus far, Tzu Chi has built 18,153 DaAi homes in 14 different countries, helping the poor in northern Thailand, the water-deprived in Gansu, China, and the tsunami victims in India's Aceh. Tzu Chi's DaAi home give those who have lost the roof over their head a place to rest from their worries, so they may begin life anew and find the strength to rebuild their lives once more. In Japan, Tzu Chi volunteers in Tokyo held a tea gathering for housewives in nearby communities with an environmental theme. It was a rare opportunity for everyone to enjoy each other's company, filled with ideas on how to further treasure the Earth's resources. We will leave you with these images at the end of the program. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.